Hi guys, Ashantin here. How are you? I am on the Tree 7 server. We kicked off the server yesterday at about 5 o'clock my time, and here we are. Can you see in the distance the beautiful trees? That is our spawn. I have great plans for the island there. I have something I particularly want to do with it. So I've put a sign up saying this is part of Ash's build. My house that I have started is, I'm going to build up on the hills. You know I'm going to build up on the hills, guys. I always love a view. So we have the Ashantin Classic Starter House, which is an immensely ugly being. This is my tree farm, which is actually doing very well. I've put a bridge over there. So in here, classic starter house for me. And this is my little viewing platform. This is a beautiful area, guys. I'm in a mesa. I've never built in a mesa before. And look over there. Oh yes, I'm playing around. Down here, this beautiful, beautiful blue pool, which I'm hoping to surround with very beautiful builds. I've got a very, very ambitious idea for a sort of Moorish hacienda type thing, and it's going to use blocks I've never used before, and it's on a scale I haven't built before. But I think if you don't challenge yourself, you never will. Down here I am learning what blocks, if you burn them, produce what. I know there are videos on this, but when you do it yourself and you have this as a reference mark for things that you might like to plant or look after, it's actually quite good. So that's all happening in there. Oops, let me just eat something. I suspect it's raining somewhere. The light looks a bit iffy. Over here is my first go at experimenting. I'm trying to build a wheat farm, though I've got all sorts of things growing here. And I'm not sure which, if any, of these tiles goes with the wheat. It may be none of them, but this is a pretty good match, I think. And I didn't think I would, but I really like this green one. I think it's got a very nice, clean colour palette. I wasn't sure whether it would look better with just the one green square with white around or all green. So I'm going to try it both ways. This is a learning curve for all of us with these new blocks. I'm also going to build a lot with red sand, and I've never built with red sand before. It's quite a strong block. Over there are various starter houses in spawn. And then down here, guys, this is my little starter patch, which, you know, goodness, you do need it. This is where I'm sleeping with my chest of all sorts of stuff. Managed to get some lily pads. I wanted to go and see Dog, but I got myself completely and utterly confused. Ooh, we'll have those in a minute. And because I got so confused, what have I got in my inventory? All sorts of odd things. It really was not good, but I did collect a lot of lily pads because I got lost in a swamp. I will explain why this is like this. I just want to show you this, guys. You wouldn't believe it. Here I am, mining down. And the Queen of Ravines strikes again. Now this is the end of this ravine, which I've lit up reasonably and managed to rake the iron out of. But guys, let's get some blocks down here. There is a lot to explore. There's iron that I want. There's, you know, creatures dropping on me from above. But this is quite a big ravine. So that's going to give me hours of dangerous pleasure. Always a treat. I've been mining a little bit. I've I've had to continue, sorry, where was my mine? I lost my mine, or lost my mind. Oh, there we are. There we are, okay. It's always worrying, isn't it? So I had to continue down to what I would call a proper mining level down here. I've been collecting gravel because I want to experiment with concrete. Oh good, I've got some stuff there. And then along here, I've just been mining out, and I was looking for dirt. I'm really short of dirt. I've also been mining out diorite. I will tell you about that. Anyway, I have a nice little pool here, which I'm going to use to mine obsidian, obviously. I've never liked granite very much, but if you look at this terracotta, I saw a build where the hermits were trying to make people like it, and I have to say, I actually did, and I'm going to experiment with granite of all the blocks to experiment with. I never thought I would say that, but I am going to. Now here, let's go up a bit. I've had to take a diversion because I am collecting enough iron for one of the patent, no it's not a patent, but one of my traditional passive mob traps. I absolutely love these things. They are really, really good. And I have built this out of diorite. It's hideous, but let's go to sleep. The great blessing of diorite, of course, guys, is that if I come near it, I will know that it's diorite. I'm on the server with one of our new members, Lobo, who is an absolute sweetheart and has obviously taken to his bed on my behalf. I can't get used to the boats yet. I am all over the place. That's okay. I've got 2 hoppers, which is not bad. So this will be my passive mob spawner. Then they will fall down 30 blocks, carefully counted. They will hit 9 hoppers. I've only got 2. And then they will die, and I will collect their mob drops. Now, it's not the most efficient of farms, I know that. But it's a size I can cope with. I have built it under what's going to be my wheat farm, so that every time I go to collect wheat, and I might make it a potato farm actually, it will enable me, because can you see where it sits under there? So that means that it will kick it off every time I farm. And even though I don't have to do anything, it doesn't cost me anything, it's just there. All it costs is the initial setup, which actually has been brilliant. Oh, I thought I had some iron. Because, have I any more? Look at this, 8 diamonds, yay! And a pair of fancy chain leggings that I took off a skeleton who killed me. I went back and killed him in return. But I don't see any harm in having a farm that just operates quietly in the background. It's when you need a bit of gunpowder or a few arrows or something like that, and you want it, it's always there. The other thing I think is that when you are building these farms, as I did this one, you won't believe the amount of iron I collected just from that one farm. Absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to show you a peep over the hillside here, because I've got a farm on the other side. I'm really loving this green, and my first build is going to have these green tiles in it. And I want to do a lot with these terracotta. That was floating when I arrived. And I've been given some spruce. I think MJ gave me that. Dog very kindly gave me some wool. So I've got a bed. I haven't seen a sheep on this server yet. This is a lovely area around here again too. And this is my cactus farm. And this is where I'm, you know, collecting the cactus to burn up for my green dye. So I'm just gradually, it's sort of, because you can do 8 at a time with the dye. Ooh, I'm being very careful to replant. I'll probably find that I've replanted, he's gone, far too much. But I'm just getting this farm up and running. I am leaving 2 here. And these little branches were incredibly useful when I first started, because you don't have much wood before you get everything going. They do create sticks, which is, you know, quite useful. That will do. It's a bit more to grow. I need a decent staircase up here. And this is the area I, oh, wonderful, tend to come down in. So I need to put a decent staircase up here. These colours, I normally am not hugely keen on this sort of browns and terracottas, but this is going to be the season when I learn to work with all these blocks and when I learn to work with the new tiles. So guys, isn't this an absolutely beautiful spot? I can see spawn. This will be a better bridge, I do promise you. And it's a shame actually my mate JK made his viaduct, not viaduct, well, it was a viaduct and an aqueduct in the last map we did, because this would have made a wonderful viaduct across here. But there are plenty of islands we can do that. I suspect we're all going to have to become very, very good at building bridges. Anyway, on that note, guys,